The taxi comes to a stop. Everybody freezes for this instant. The taxi driver, me, and the two zombies make eye contact. And then the zombies look down, and the taxi bumper is maybe 1/8 of an inch from their kneecaps. Anyway, long story short, I met Chrissy because I was stuck because in Puerto Montt I couldn't go anywhere, and I had a great piece of salmon. You know, I walked around a little bit, and I met Chrissy. So I had an Uber pick me up. Here's my story. It's like zombies. It's like Train to Busan experience. In all my travels, 67 countries around the world. You know, I was an international VP for Raytheon. I went around the world. I've been a lot of places, and you know, I'm usually not out at 2 a.m. or anything like that, so it's always been safe, and I'm pretty smart about how I conduct myself. But I organized a 6 a.m. Uber, and it was 6 a.m. It's a little bit dark, not quite light, but not quite dark. The Uber picked me up at 6 a.m. and he's driving down the side street, and he pulls up to a red light, and I'm just looking at my phone, not even looking outside of the car, and the light changes and the taxi starts to pull away, you know, 10, 15 miles an hour. And this whole experience only took place, it lasted maybe 6 seconds. It was so surreal. So he starts to pull ahead, the taxi gets to 10, 15 miles an hour, and he just slams on the brakes. And at that point, I look up, and it's like a scene from Train to Busan. Two zombies, like it's kind of dark, two people are racing across the street. One's holding a bag, and when the taxi comes to a stop, everybody freezes for this instant. The taxi driver, me, and the two zombies make eye contact. And then the zombies look down, and the taxi bumper is maybe 1/8 of an inch from their kneecaps. And time kind of freezes for an instant where they realize they didn't get their knees broken, and we realize we didn't hit them and they're zombies. And then one races around to the passenger back door, and the other one's right on top of it turned out to be her, I think, and she tries to enter the taxi. And holy cow, I thought it's a carjacking. It was like my heart rate, my adrenaline, and I grabbed onto the windowsill and held on for dear life because I didn't know if the car door was open or closed. It turned out the car door was actually locked, but I kind of like sprained my hands because I held on so tight. She tries to get in the taxi, if it was a she, and then after like a second, she realized the car door was locked, and she released, and she started to run, and the other person put her in a headlock and threw her as hard as can be to the ground and started beating the heck out of her. And I told the taxi driver in my broken Spanish, "Ayuda, ayuda, help, you know, help, ayuda, help her." And he said no, and he started driving at like regular speed, and I said, "Telefono policía, por favor, telefono policía, ayuda, chica." 15 minutes to the airport, he wouldn't call the police, and it was like a dark street early in the morning where no one was going to come to this person's assistance. So the whole thing lasted 6 seconds. I called you immediately.
Don't you think it's a bad sign that you just met me and then instead of like it happened to you?
Well, my luck, I was telling you that my karma couldn't be that good. Like, have I earned this level of karma that I could meet you and you, because that, you know, maybe you weren't real, you know, but, and then it's like one good thing happened. I was so shook, and you know, I'm not really sure. It could have been like two people who were drunk and they were fighting. Could have been a man and a woman that were lovers and they were fighting, or it could have been a mugging, and it could have been the woman might have stolen the bag from the man and he was trying to get it back, or the man was trying to steal the bag away from the woman. I don't know what it was, but I am telling you, it lasted like 6 seconds. And if you've ever seen Train to Busan with the zombies, it reminded me just of that. It took me like a day for my hands to get back to normal, and I hope I never get attempted carjacked again, so to speak. I don't know if it was a carjacking. I think she was just looking for help. But that all happened in 12 hours. I met my Filipina, and I almost got carjacked. So what was going on in your life when I met you?
So I was just like 2 months after my work contract ended, so I had this plan to, work abroad, and because it is an ideal work for here, like Filipina teachers.
Right.
So, but I decided to search a little bit in the online app, the dating app. And then at first, when you message me, I really don't care. Like, who will be the person that will put an AI profile
Yes.
picture in
I
his
used an artificial
account?
I use an artificial. We'll show you the picture here. I use an artificial intelligence profile picture. The other 4 pictures were real pictures, but I use an AI picture as my primary profile picture.
So
It must have worked.
yeah, but before it will reflect the AI picture that will message you. So I was like, okay, let's just open this message later. I'm just gonna prioritize those real person that are messaging me, because of course there's a lot of
And I didn't trust you because you had the professional model eyebrows.
we both not trust each
Yes.
other at the first
Yes.
time. So that was the story. I did not read his message, and then until his message is the only one message that left on my inbox, and I need to open it because it's so annoying that it's popping there. No, I'm just joking. So I opened it and look at his profile, and I feel that he's sincere of his intention. So I started to talk to him, and for me to know that he's not fake, I asked his WhatsApp number. I'm the first who asked, and then he gave it to me. And I tried to ask him if he's available for a video call, because in that way you will know if the person is fake or not, or if he's using someone's picture. So for all the Filipina out there that also like dating Western guy or having this online dating app, so I'm gonna suggest, do not trust if you do not see him on a video call, because there's a lot of scammers right now.
And it's a best practice to beware of Filipinos who immediately want to get off the platform and get on WhatsApp, or as a rule, never ever go to Google Chat, never Skype, but you can WhatsApp. But when the woman immediately wants to go to WhatsApp, it's a little bit of a red flag. And Chrissy was pretty quick to try and get me to WhatsApp. And so, again, when you go on Filipino Cupid, you are going to see the most drop-dead gorgeous women. Usually they have 1 or 2 photos. They always have these amazing model eyebrows, because that's like and if you text them, they'll always text you back and ask what's your WhatsApp number or what's your Skype number, or try and get you in Google Chat. And the scam with Google Chat is because there's no phone involved. When they scam you out of your money and you complain, you have no phone number, no cell phone that the police can